Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Did you know that inside of GTA 4 you can find a good amount of leftover files related to GTA San Andreas? That's right, because of the major leak we had last week involving the GTA 4 prototype, I took the opportunity to do some more in-depth research on this specific subject, because some things can be found in that prototype, but it even exists in the final version of the game. And believe me, there's a lot more than you might think. But before we start the video, let's talk about our sponsor, Stone Age Gamer. For the best retro game accessories and consoles, including totally personalized ones like this beautiful PlayStation 1 right here, Stone Age Gamer is the best choice. And for orders over $75, you'll get $10 off with the coupon Mr. Vegas 10. Don't miss out. Click the link in the description below for the best retro game experience. Before we begin, we need to give a little background story on the time when GTA 4 was released. GTA San Andreas had just been released in 2004, and it was a game whose success needs no further comment, right? Selling 27 million copies worldwide, it is even the best-selling game in the history of the PlayStation 2, selling 17 million copies on this console alone. So Rockstar knew that matching GTA San Andreas would be very difficult, but they faced another challenge along the way. The engine used to create all the 3D era GTAs was called Renderware and was developed by Criterion Games. This engine could be used by any company paying the license fee for that. However, in August 2004, things began to change. Criterion Games was sold to EA, and even though EA had initially stated that it wouldn't change how the engine was licensed, it was inevitable. EA couldn't allow so many of its competitors to have the same access to the technology they owned. So in 2007, in the final update of version 3, the next version of the engine would no longer be available for licensing and would become EA's proprietary engine. In the meantime, there was still time to release two more GTAs, GTA Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories, released in 2005 and 2006 respectively. But for the next release in the series, something had to change, and it did. Rockstar already had its own engine following the acquisition of Angel Studios in 2002, which would later become Rockstar San Diego. But since it was an engine focused on 6th generation games, it needed a major update for the next generation of game consoles. And that's exactly what Rockstar San Diego did, creating the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or RAGE for short. This engine had its first game released in 2006 with a very unusual game actually. Rockstar Games presents Table Tennis. Yeah, Rockstar created a table tennis game, released for Xbox 360 and Nintendo Wii. Weird, right? But the second game was GTA 4 finally, a new game in the franchise for the next generation. Why is this context relevant before we begin? Well, because it will explain a lot of what we find in the code. Since Renderware was the engine used in the older games, Rockstar worked to ensure that it would be compatible with as many elements as possible from its previous games, allowing them to test the new engine using old assets. And that's exactly what they did. If we dig through the GTA 4 files, we'll find a lot of things that just don't belong there. Let's start by talking about placeholders first. Believe it or not, we have several files in the game's archives that date back not only to GTA San Andreas, but even to GTA 3. First, we will talk about a vehicle leftover file, the txdcut.ide. In this file, you can literally see the specific codes for every car in GTA San Andreas. And here's another interesting fact. This specific file appears not only in GTA 4, but also in Max Payne 3 and within the files of GTA 5. This file was used in San Andreas to tell a specific model which textures to use, in this case specifically for the vehicle models, and it serves no purpose in the final game. Continuing within the topic of vehicles, another thing present in the GTA 4 files are leftovers related to some vehicle textures from San Andreas, such as license plates, lights, steering wheels, tires, and even the police livery. Again, these have no use in the game since the textures are outdated for the time GTA 4 was released. In the leaked GTA 4 prototype, you can also find the weaponinfo.dat file, which even uses the same file format as Renderware. Inside this file, you'll find weapons that simply don't exist in GTA 4. As you can see, even the camera is listed here. Just like the flamethrower, the minigun, and the silenced pistol, all of these weapons appeared in GTA San Andreas. And it's worth mentioning that the silenced pistol was already found in the GTA 4 prototype files. And they also managed to restore functions for the camera that was supposed to be there too. As you can see from the background video, it was never fully developed, but it's still pretty interesting to see working on the GTA 4. I have another really cool thing to mention here. Did you know that if you disable the Euphoria with its ragdoll physics, the game's default animations look exactly like those in GTA San Andreas? See for yourself.
I hate gravity!
Yeah, they are really similar, aren't they? Which leads us to believe that before Rockstar started using the famous Euphoria physics engine, they were using the same animations found in GTA San Andreas. This is especially evident if you compare the fall or death animations in both games. This animation still exists even in GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Apparently, when the game's physics stop working due to some engine bug, the animations revert to those from GTA San Andreas. Interesting, isn't it? But now let's talk about the game's beta phase, something we will surely learn more about in the future thanks to the recent leak. The first is more of a curiosity than a leftover, since it's a brand that exists in the GTA universe across both eras. I'm talking about the Binko store. This store was supposed to appear in GTA 4, but was later changed to the Russian shop in the final version. In any case, it can still be seen in the game's second trailer. Binko is a clothing store featured in GTA San Andreas and later in GTA 5. It's actually a pretty strange change since it didn't make much difference to the game's story. Another aspect related to the early development of the game is a set of screenshots that seem to capture more the atmosphere of San Andreas than the found on the final version. We know that in GTA 4, the setting is more cold and gray to evoke the feel of the real-life New York weather, but in these screenshots, you can see a much more orange and sunny skybox, something that reminds a lot of Los Santos. And in this one, the sky is completely blue, which is a weather that simply does not exist in the final version. So perhaps they used the time cycle configuration from a previous GTA until the new weather system was in development. This is an interesting case because we only found out about it after a former Rockstar Games employee posted these screenshots in his portfolio. We're talking about what the Cluck and Bell restaurants looked like in the early stages of development. And I know there are many differences between these screenshots and the restaurants in the final version, but let's focus on the comparison with San Andreas. In these images, you can see that the HUD is completely different from the final version of the game. But did you notice that both the Cluck and Bell icon and the manual destination marker are especially a bit different from the final version? Well, at this stage, the final version of the icons hadn't been finalized yet, so they were testing using the ones from San Andreas. That's right, you can see this when you compare the HUDs from both games. And we all know that GTA 4 has some hidden Easter eggs to San Andreas, like this poster with a person that looks exactly the same as CJ, and a mini golf course with some miniatures parts of the San Andreas map. But did you know there are actually videos showing the city of San Andreas within the GTA 4? That's right, videos showing mainly Los Santos and Las Venturas. This is because there are TV commercials in the game that shows these cities.
He says, she says, he says, shut up. The women of Dazzletown show their true nature in Vinewood Cunts. Only on Weasel.
That's right, and with that, welcome back to the Venturas Poker Challenge in association with Cerveza Borracho, because when you've got a full house, it's playtime! And E. Cola, because gambling is deliciously infectious. I'm Malcolm Fitzherbert.
And I'm Troy Berger.
Troy, this is the biggest payday in sports, next to convincing a city to give you a stadium and land tax-free.
Or when your city gets the Olympics.
Oh, that's
You could say $750 million in stock ops.
Tony's place in Los Santos is legendary. Tony may only be 5 foot tall, but what he...
These are just references, but it's odd that they're using real clips from GTA San Andreas to show these cities, isn't it? It's really hard not to assume that GTA 4 was basically built on top of GTA San Andreas. So much so that, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Rockstar went to great efforts to ensure the new engine was designed to be backward compatible with basically all types of renderware files, which leads us to believe, and I want to make it clear that this is only a theory, that if we were to find an old build of GTA 4, perhaps dating back to 2006 for example, that game might be more similar to GTA San Andreas than with the final product we received in 2008. Who knows, maybe one day a version like that will leak, right? That would be really cool. And that's it. Please let me know in the comments if you think I'm going crazy or if there really exists an early version of GTA 4 that was just like San Andreas. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.